right. Hey, we got John with us again today. Thank you, John, for coming on. Nothing like talking tech with somebody else other than myself and the nobodies that are watching.
Absolutely glad to come in and see what we're going to talk about today in the tech world.
See how it started lifting on me. It was coming up off the table from this edge. It was
Oh
easy to pull
yeah,
off. I don't know if you can see in the damn camera, but where's my
yeah.
camera at?
Get right there, get in the center there. Yeah,
See, it's starting. It was starting to
I
flip
think I
up.
see that a little bit right there. Yeah.
It was starting to bow up. Is what it was doing. But this is for that camera. The camera I got for it.
So you're just trying to make the housing to fit on that. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And then these two holes here for the lights. There's the two little LED lights, and the camera goes through there. But it's a housing. They got a back, and then it's USB, and it plugs into the 3D printer there. Or you could actually because it's just a webcam is all it is. So you could actually plug it into your computer and use it as a webcam too. Like if I wanted to put a computer over there and then just live stream the 3D printer, I could do that. So
How long does it take to make that one little piece you had there?
that one there is 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yep. I don't have the ones I did. Well, that hurts. Uh I made these. So my granddaughter was over this weekend, so I made her some lizards, but they were like, where we at? They're like this long. So, but they were one of those slinky lizards. So that thing took. I did two at one time, and that was 20 something hours. And then I did right before them. I did my wife's paint box. So I did a box, and they got little cutouts for her paints to go into, right? But that thing's like this tall and like this wide, and I've already made two of them. And whenever you print them, they click together, so it makes one long, either
Hmm.
top or side by side. And that took over 48 hours for that
Golly.
one, and then I had almost a whole roll of filament.
If the
So
thing crashes or has an issue in the middle of that, can it resume or do you got to
no,
start over?
so if it crashes or I lose power, it's you pretty much
It's a
because
waste.
I've done one where I ran out of the filament, and before I could get back to add filament, because like if it runs out of filament and it's still on in the middle of the print, it'll stop, and I can add more filament because it'll hit that sensor and start feeding and start going
Hmm.
back again, and then keep going. But I had lost power before I could get the new roll of filament in
Oh,
there, and I had to start it all over again. So that blew some sockers, but it's what it is. Um, nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. That's what I thought.
where is everybody?
Oh, well, it's my channel, so I ain't gonna have. It's not like the cooking channel where there's a whole bunch of people. A lot of times, what happens is people come back and that's not the phone I'm looking for. Um, a lot of people come in and watch it later. You know, see here, just making sure I went live.
Says we're live 4 minutes in.
Yeah, I'm just going into the. Come on, little turd. All right, yep, it's on there. Cool beans. Just making sure I went live. Hey, stop
Says
it.
we're live.
All right, it says it's live. It's going.
Let's go. I hear us.
Well, I guess they updated this restream or something because there's a few things here that look a little different than the last time I was on here. So um, there's there's a lot. We talked about the RAM before we came on here, and I was showing show them. There's gold right there. Gold.
Computer gold. Yep.
Watch out, Jed. Don't we move away from there. You know, this is chip gold, which I don't know. I don't know. They've been building them chip factories here. I think there was one in Arizona they were building, right? SMC or whatever. But I don't know if that thing's done or not. If they're done building that thing.
Is that going to bring any prices down?
Well, that's the whole point. It's supposed to, because whenever they had the chip shortage, that was one of the things that was getting built before the chip shortage. Yes. Oh, what the hell?
Gotta let the cat out.
Oh, go let the cat out. I'll keep talking. Oh, what the hell?
I didn't know it got stuck in the room with me.
TSMC. God bless it. Yeah, TSMC. I knew it was something like that. TSMC. Let's see when they were. Let's see. U.S. Arizona. So when was this? It's TSMC, John. So let's see, TSMC Arizona. I thought it was somewhere over there. Phoenix, Arizona, investing $65 billion to build 3 leading-edge semiconductor fabs in Phoenix, Arizona, driven by high demand for AI and 75% of revenue coming from U.S. customers. The first fab is operational with 4-nanometer production. This project, supported by $6.6 billion in CHIPS Act funding, will create 6,000 direct jobs. So it says key details, TSMC U.S. operations as of early as 2026, which is this year. So I knew they had to be done because they started that before, I mean, I don't talk politics on either side of my freaking things, but the first time Trump was in office is he actually got that started. And it's one of the things that Joe Biden didn't stop. And then everybody knows in 2020 we had the chip shortage. And then then Trump's back in office. And so it's one of the things that he started back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019. And I knew it was going to take 5 or 6 years to build that building because it's a big building. And you got to also think they're going to be building them semiconductors.
Yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be phase 3. I was looking up here in 2029, 2030. So it's still got a ways to go to get to the final stage.
Well, I mean, it's coming. I mean, and that'll bring prices down. And everybody talks about now. But you know what? We've gone through these headaches for the last 15 years. And 15 years, I'll be freaking 65 in 15 years, and it won't even phase me no more. I'll be too damn old for this shit. But, so right now, and I've always talked about, we'll go into a little bit about the crypto market. It's starting, it crashed there for a little bit, and it's starting to make its way up. And I used to tell people, because if you actually look at the market on cryptocurrency, it's normally every 4 years it does this major boom, right? Well, the biggest major boom we had was what, 2020, 2021, 2022. So we're hitting that 4-year mark, but I don't
think,
huh?
It's due right now. Almost.
Yeah, it's due right around now. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I think it's going to miss this cycle, even though the last every year since it's been going. It's been on a 4-year cycle, and the only reason I'm saying that is because of AI. I think AI is probably going to take away from one of those little booms, in the crypto market. And that's just me. I might be wrong, but I'd throw 80% down on that. You know,
Yeah, you could
um,
be right. That AI is definitely going to affect
a
it for
whole bunch of
sure.
stuff, a whole bunch of stuff, and then uh, I found it funny. So my mom's 60, 63, 64. And so all these companies last year and year before have integrated this AI into their business. I know my company has done it. Amazon has done it. Google has done it. They've laid off people because of it. They've restructured. Some companies have restructured and let go of people. And now it's coming out. They're starting to realize that they may have been premature on all this because it's not as efficient as a human is right now. I mean, it could get there, but I think they're kind of witnessing that they kind of screwed up
Yeah,
and jumped the gun on this a little bit.
or at least overutilizing it. I mean, it's got its place, but then they go all in too much and realize
Mhm.
it can't replace as much as and as what they wanted.
Well, and I think that's what's biting them in the rear end right now. You know, um, so time will tell. We'll see. The AI thing is not going away, but I don't think it's as big as they were trying to make it to be. Um, I think you're going to start to see companies revert back to, no, I wouldn't say older ways. I think they're going to find ways to incorporate it, but just not rely on it as much. At least the smart companies will. The the dumb companies, it'll be too little, too late. Like J.C. Penney's, if they would have just jumped on the online online market, when they should have, they wouldn't be out of business or struggling or what have you. You know, um, but that's the old ways of thinking.
Yeah.
People can't get out of old ways mindsets because they're so used to it, and then
You've got to,
you got
adjust
to
to
adapt.
you gotta adapt, and the ones
Yep,
that don't adapt lose,
yep, they
the ones
do.
that adapt win.
But you also got to see between the lines whether or not it's gonna, you know, because I've seen it both ways where it's come and bit the other side in the rear end too. So, you know, it's one of those things. But that's why Walmart's so successful. That's why Target's so successful. Is that they've got the between the online stuff that they still do, and then the Walmart pickups, and then they've incorporated the delivery service as well through. Um,
Right.
oh, what is it? You're used to seeing on food.
Yeah, they Uber,
Well, the Uber or the Uber Eats or
DoorDash.
DoorDash. I think they
Yeah.
use a lot of DoorDash
Mhm.
where I'm at to do the delivery stuff. So
Yeah, another store would be Best Buy, that's they
yeah,
stand neck and neck, they adjust. They stay very competitive with Amazon and stuff and their brick and mortar store and do real well.
well they've managed to, like Circus City wasn't so lucky, but I think that was part of the whole investment of Divx and all that back in the early
I remember
2000s. They
Circuit
crushed.
City, yeah. It was a long time ago, yeah.
Well, Divx crushed them. But Best Buy, and like Best Buy, it's been a minute since I've been to Best Buy, but I know that whenever I did go to Best Buy, like the TV that's up in Mel's room, that same TV was like $100 cheaper on Amazon, and they price matched it. So I bought it at Amazon.
Mhm.
So it was an RCA 43-inch LED. It was back when LEDs were first coming out, from the LCDs, we're going to LED, and it had Roku built into it. but Amazon had it for $100 cheaper, and they matched that price. So um, the thing with Best Buy is though, like if you could talk about computers and hardware, uh, the graphics cards, they've got the founders editions, but they don't have too many third party cards over there, and then half the time they're not stocked. But if you look at Micro Center, I'm still trying to figure out how Micro Center stays in stock. But then again, that's a candy land for me, you know.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing like that here. I know they got something. Is that what they have in Texas? They got one of the micro centers.
We got
Yeah,
Micro Center, yeah,
yeah. We don't have none of that.
yeah,
We used to have a Comp USA, which was the closest thing, but that
yeah.
would
In
be cool.
California had Fry's, but Micro Center's kind of. I mean, Fry's is gone now, but Micro Center kind of took over that area as well. But I
Yeah, I
think
like
Micro
that.
Center is out of Ohio. Their main office is, I think, in Ohio. But that's a brick and mortar.
Hmm.
But so what sucks about that, but like them here in St. Louis, where they're in Brentwood, which is the hoity-toity part of St. Louis, and the freaking taxes, like the sales taxes, are like astronomically stupid over there, right? So like Micro Center, like we're going back to AM4 right now, which is a very relevant CPU. Micro Center right now has the 5900 XT, which is 16 cores and 32 threads. It's AM4 still. Um, it's like 1 megahertz, not gigahertz, 1 megahertz slower than the 5950X, which is the 1632, right? But there's 299 down there. On Amazon, it's 319 or 315. But if you do, it's funny because if you do the math, even though it's more on Amazon, it's cheaper to buy it on Amazon because of how much taxes you're paying at Brentwood at Micro Center. It's really screwed up, you know, and
Hmm.
that's the downfall of the Micro Center down there. You know, it's not their fault. That's where they decided to put it, which, of course, they'll put it in the hoity-toity part of town, you know. At least they didn't do like Kia did and freaking throw it way downtown St. Louis where nobody wants to go. You know, that building's huge, man. Have you ever been to one? A Kia?
No, I've never been in
Oh
one. No,
man,
don't have them around here. I'd like to go in one, but yeah.
I mean, it's an experience. I would tell you that it is an experience. My wife dragged me down there one weekend. I think we went down there on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning because we were doing shelves for our closet, and we got in there stuff, man. It's fun. It's I mean, I wouldn't buy half the stuff in there, but we could have gone in there and got the shelves that she was wanting and then left. But it's kind of like walking through a museum that you can touch stuff. Get some ideas. But
at least they have buyers too, I
yeah,
guess. I'm assuming. Well, I've seen some stores like for example, the bookstore. I don't know if you ever heard of Hastings.
mm-mm.
It was a real popular bookstore that went out of business a while back, and they had computers, they had tech stuff, and they had books, but they also had it was nice, big, and it was kind of utilized like a library. And what you forgot was people that go in there, look, sit down, read the books, put the books back, and not purchase it. They had like a Starbucks, you'd get coffee, and I think it was a nice model. People could come hang out. But then, like kind of like a museum or whatever, they just went in there and enjoyed themselves all day, and everybody would walk out without buying anything.
And nobody bought nothing,
Right?
yeah. Except for the coffee. And the coffee is
And the coffee, yeah, right.
Yep. So the one thing I do miss, and I don't know how much electronics you got into back in the old days, is freaking Radio Shack.
Radio Shack, yeah, that's a good one.
I miss Radio Shack
Yep.
because I used to be able to buy transistors. I mean, you could go on Amazon and buy that stuff, but they used to always have like cool little kits that you can buy. You can buy freaking boards, you know, make your own, you know, engineering stuff like with the erector set and everything, and then do the electronics parts of that. I kind of miss that stuff too.
Yeah, and most everything, if I remember, most of it, I think was like Radio Shack brand too. It all
Oh
say
yeah, yeah.
Radio Shack right on
Oh,
it. Yeah.
well, and what's funny is like so they had those realistic bookshelf speakers there, and and what was funny is this is back in the late '80s, early '90s, maybe early '90s, mid '90s. Um, those speakers they had, they were actually the Bose 301s because I bought the Bose 301s, and they actually had the same exact speaker. And what was funny is the guy up here from Radio Shack, he actually tore one open, and he had a Bose 301, and there's, if you looked at the magnet, you looked at all the whole thing, even down to the way it looked, the layout, and all that stuff. The only difference was one said Bose and one said realistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the magnet was the same SKU number. The everything was just the same on the inside. So, you know, and you know how big. I mean, Bose is still a big freaking name. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, you know, you're talking 75-80% higher price than those realistics. But if you got the same ones, you know, it was kind of odd to see that. But now I've, you know, throughout the years, you know, these TVs, I've changed out. I've talked about this before. I changed out the main board out of one of these TVs, and it went from being a Hisense TV to an RCA TV. It's like, well, it's the same model number, but they got the RCA inside of the program. So you turn it on the TV, it says RCA instead of Hisense. But it was a Hisense TV that, you know, the shell. So it's just funny how it's all the same, but different, but the same.
Yeah, just the shell and the control, a few external things that make
Yep.
it its own, you know.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think it's funny, but I miss Radio Shack, Circuit City. I don't know how often you shop there, but that was that Circuit City. I got real big into the car stereos and stuff, and I can't tell you, you know, just learning, because I mean, now, you know, everybody's got to learn that somehow. I can't tell you how many amplifiers I blew up and just returned because, and they let me return them and exchange them out for a new one, and because I'd fry them, you know. But I learned every time. You know, my dad would tell stories.
After a few of them, you wouldn't have to bring it back again, would you?
Right. But my
Yeah.
dad would tell stories like, you know what, Circuit City screwed up on their model because you learned a lot from them guys, because you were buying stuff, you'd fry it, you take it back, you know, you get a new one, you screwed that one up. But that's how you learn, man. You know?
That's how you learn. That's the best way to do it.
Especially when there was nobody around you that knew anything about it anyway, and the ones that did ain't going to help you. So, but they had the downfall on them guys. So, do you remember Divx? Like Divx
Yeah,
now.
I don't remember that one. I don't know if it ever come around here.
So Divx, well, it kind of died before it got anywhere. So Divx now is a type of file, like you can see DVI and, you know, MP4.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So now you got Divx or Xvid, which is Divx backwards, right? So if you see a file that says Xvid or Divx, now that's just a format file of whatever video it is. But what Divx was, Blockbuster got involved with them too. There was a Blockbuster and Circuit City kind of teamed up with this Divx. So what you did was you had this Divx player, which is a DVD player, right? It wasn't Blu-ray yet, it was a DVD player. And you would actually hook up a phone line to the player itself, right?
Okay.
So let's say you go and instead of going to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or your
Oh, I
small
like
mom and
both of
pop
those places.
rental,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
We had both of them too. Uh, you would you go in there, rent the movie and stuff, have it 3 or 4 days, and then send it back. So what Divx was you would get you'd get a disc in a paper, kind of like how the old Netflix came in the mail in the paper,
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
you'd buy that movie, and the way that the Divx player worked was when you started the movie, after you were done watching the movie, you couldn't play it again.
A
Okay.
one-time use.
It
Huh?
was a one time use, but you could go on. If you wanted to buy it, there was GUI page that popped up. It would dial into whatever server it was, because we're using dial up stuff right now. This is
Right.
pre high speed internet days.
Yep.
Because like DirecTV, you'd have same thing. You'd have the phone line hooked up if you want to pay for pay per view. Basically, all that was a way to have transactions for payments, and that's how the Divx was. So if you wanted to buy it for $20, you'd log into this and go through the phone line. You'd pay the money, and then the 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 player would basically open up the DVD so you could play it for forever now. So there was like an encoding on there that they would lock you out until you paid for it, and then they would decode it or whatever for the with the payment, then you'd have it for forever or whatever. But it didn't go very well.
It didn't delete it. You just couldn't use it till you paid more money or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
But
Hmm.
but like everything else, like that 12-year-old that freaking took Sony's CDs freaking that they spent freaking $1 billion so nobody could rip them. He hacked that, the first week all those CDs were out by taking a freaking Sharpie and putting a small little black, edge around the inner of the CD, and then freaking he was able to freaking rip the damn thing.
That's what I was wondering. There's probably some way you could get around that Divx too, if you knew
Uh-huh.
how, or someone just sold something to where you
Well,
could do them all or something.
but the thing is from the beginning of computer ages, if there's somebody locking you out of something, there's 30 other people trying to figure out a way to get
Right.
in,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they'll do it,
Yep.
because you and I were part of that world.
Hmm.
My buddy got busted because he was making those football cards. He got busted from DirecTV because his dumbass freaking hooked the thing directly up to his computer because he was wanting to watch, I think it was a Mike Tyson fight or something on pay-per-view, and all he had to do is hook this thing up and descramble everything, and then he could watch it for free, right?
Yep.
Well, his dumbass got it, put it on the internet while he was watching the thing, and that's how they caught him. It's like he got himself a nice little cease and desist letter.
Hmm.
So he's like, I screw this. I just sold all the equipment because he had the equipment to make those football cards where it opened up everything on DirecTV. But it's just funny how how things have changed even in 20 years, you know. And I know because I know your other channel got in trouble or whatever. They frowned on you showing people how to use jailbroke
Right.
cards or Amazon sticks and not. But so as well as I do, we were using BearShare and WinMX and all that stuff, and they hit Napster the hardest because he was the first to.
I was thinking of Napster just a
Yeah,
few minutes ago. Yeah.
they hit him the hardest because he was the first sharing software out there, and then all these other ones popped up, and then you got and even the Pirate Bay is still around, you
Yep.
know. So, but with that being said, where I was going with this, I got to remember because now I forgot because I was sitting there. Oh, so with all that stuff, there were bands, and Metallica was really, really vocal about this. Was we're downloading their music, so they're losing money. But but
Sure. Yeah.
but there was other bands were like, go ahead and download it,
Hmm.
right? And they
Unlike the publicity of it all,
well, and that's
and
what
and
they're
then people
that,
go to their concerts and stuff,
but
and people that are super fans are going to buy their music that never heard them.
but you know what's funny about like Metallica and the people that were talking about that was yes, I downloaded it and yes, I listened to it. But I went out and bought the album anyway because I thought it was good,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what I'm saying. Right.
And
Mhm.
it's like, just because I downloaded it doesn't mean not going to go out and buy it. And, I mean, what's to stop me from ripping it whenever I buy it? You know?
Right.
I mean, I need a CD for my car and I need a CD for home, and I don't want to take them back and forth.
Yeah, I
So,
don't want to buy two or three. I'll just rip them
right,
myself. Right.
right. So, what's the difference? So, I think they went a little bit overboard on that stuff because I think if they would have done it right, like you said earlier, the publicity of it would have probably made them more money than them griping and crying and complaining about it.
Yeah, I still think today some artists that don't want to be on the big streaming platforms are doing more hurt to themselves than good, to be honest. Because you got
Hmm.
the more and more people, the less and the newer generations, they're not going to be looking for it except on those main streaming platforms.
Uh-huh. Well, and how many of them are actually listening to it too? You know, I don't know. I think we lived. You and I lived in the analog world and the digital world, and like people like my son and my other son, he doesn't. They don't. Even my daughter, they don't. I don't think they grasp what it was like before all this stuff. And that.
Yeah, right.
But
I mean, I had 8 tracks and stuff starting out.
yeah, I mean, my first car had an 8-track player in there. I had to take that thing out to put a cassette player in there because, it would have been one thing if my dad had Beatles or something, but he had freaking garbage crap. My dad was one of those weird ones. I mean, he liked the Beatles, but he was one of those weird ones that weren't into that classic, Janis Joplin and
Mhm.
all the good old ones. He was into
Janis
some
Joplin.
weird
Yeah.
crap. Yeah. So.
Yeah, they don't didn't go through none of that or the cassettes or whenever you'd pull it out and then the tape would come, you had to get you a pencil and put in there
Uh-huh.
and try to turn the pencil and
Yep.
to turn it in there and all
Uh-huh.
that, yeah.
Well, in the 8-track, you couldn't. There was no rewind or
Yeah,
fast
the 8
forward.
track
You
didn't have
had to
nothing, yeah.
no. If you played that song, you had to play the whole thing. Or if you got really good and it was double sided, you'd after that song was done, you wanted to hear that song again, you had to click it to the other side and you had to time how long that other song was that you wanted to watch, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes long. Wait 4 minutes and then click it to where it reverses back to the other side and you can listen to it again. So, but I think LPs like around here, I don't know how much they are in Oklahoma, but LPs are a pretty big thing around here still. Like we got a store. It's a local store. They got like 2 or 3 stores here in St. Louis. It's called Vintage Vinyl, and you can go buy all old vinyl stuff.
I'd have to look up and see. I don't know of any.
Because you're
Honestly,
close to Oklahoma City, aren't you?
yeah, I'm close to here. I know the only place I ever see them's like at a thrift store somewhere.
Yeah.
You'll see some, and then there'll be some that are some kind of like you said, the Eagles or Beatles or something, to where
Mhm.
they'll have them kind of behind the counter, marked up, waiting for the right
Uh,
person. You
yeah.
know,
Yep. Yep. That vintage vinyl that's out here. That place. That place. They've been around for a while, man. They've been around. It's a local joint, but they've been here. They've been here a minute. So, oh man, what else is on the front? Anything? You find any good stuff?
Uh, tech stuff. I haven't really. No, I don't. I haven't really found anything of any good lately. I found some phones that didn't work. I've been looking through. Actually, some of them brand new. I actually got this
Cell
right
phones?
here. Yeah, I found this. I don't know if you can see it, but that's brand new. But it don't power on.
See
Someone
the
threw
bat
that away.
see
It
the
was still in the
batteries?
box, so I don't know. Yeah, you plug it. It says it's an iPhone. I tried powering it up, and it wouldn't power up or anything.
I wonder if the battery inside is
Yeah,
wasted.
I have to mess with that some more. Actually, I remember the Apple logo comes on, but it never does power up. I've tried messing with it.
Mm,
Uh, yeah, so yeah, it hasn't been a whole lot going on,
no.
to be honest. What about you?
No, not really. Just trying to get this channel back to where it should have been. It should have never been.
I did have to go work on a buddy of mine's server a couple nights ago, and all I had to do was he kept shutting down, and it's so I don't know if I may have mentioned a Synology server,
Hmm.
and it's got 4 drives in it, and all I did was took them out, and you couldn't even see through it because it was covered in dust.
Oh yeah,
It just blew all that out. That's something you got to remember to do. And once we cleaned that out and running, it's been running 3 days straight. I think it was just overheating,
yeah,
and I went ahead and updated it and everything, and got it back up to running. It's got all his movies and his server and stuff. It's
right.
all set up, so got that all working again.
I put that I put that computer together for my cousin. He's speaking of Micro Center. I put it all together except for the drive. I found the M.2 drive on Amazon cheaper than I did it at Micro Center. So he bought that on Amazon, but he went down to Micro Center and bought all the other stuff. I think we put um 32 gigs of RAM in there, and then got the 9900X with so they did this bundle where we got the motherboard, the processor, and 32 gigs of RAM for I think it was $650. And then we went with the Corsair 4000D, which already had fans built into it, so we don't have to buy fans. And then I bought them. We did an air cooler instead of AIO because we were on a budget. And then I think we put a 5070 in there, which is only 12 gigs. But I had a $1,500 budget and I went over 200.
Oh, that's
He,
not
he,
bad.
he told me 1,500 to 2,000, so I was trying to keep it, on the lower end. But so we got the 1 terabyte M.2. The old HP computer we had in there had a 1 terabyte M.2 in there. So I took that one out so we still use that one so we wouldn't lose all of his stuff, and use that one as the main drive with Windows on it, and then put the 1 terabyte in there for extra storage. Um, and then that other computer's upstairs, and I had a little I forgot how big that little bit small M.2, but it's an SSD. But it's like 128 gigs. So I grabbed that one, put that in that computer with the janky ass old graphics card that I have here, and put Windows on it. Now it's sitting up there. I'm going to take it over to his shop here probably next week. But it had a 5700X in there as far as the processor in that old computer. So I didn't know. I thought it was like a 5600, but it was 8 cores, 16 threads in that damn thing. But they're wanting to do a lot more video editing and social media for the business. So that computer would be fine for them for doing
Yeah, it's
their
going to be more
editing.
than enough.
Well, it's more than what they had.
Yeah.
But the other thing they want to do is they want in the showroom, they want to put a big screen, and then over in the shop where all the boats are at, where they work on the boats, they want to put a monitor there. But they're in a big shed, so you can't run no wires. So we're going to use that computer up there, and because they just want something on the screen all the time, not playing, but just like the logo or like a picture or pictures flowing through it of work that they've done um, in the shop or whatever. So we're gonna take that one and then get some decent HDMI Wi-Fi adapters. So you got the two on the TV that are receivers, and then one transmitter from the computer over to the TVs, and we're just going to use that computer there to do that. It'll be fine for that stuff, you know. So
Speaking of Windows, I got a question for you. You can answer is so you have to purchase Windows for your computer, right? But so we got to use for my grandson, we got to use computer, a real good and only for about $400. It's a game. It's like it's $1,000. It's a pretty good computer we got from someone, but it had a bunch of stuff. We couldn't get the hard drive to work, so we just replaced it, downloaded the copy of Windows and installed it. Now it never has asked for a key or anything. Does it know the equipment that it's been purchased before, or is that something you would expect to have to pay?
so so if you
I thought we might have to pay $100 or something for a new copy of Windows.
even if you buy a key, I mean, you can pick up a key for $13.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I could send you a link.
I guess it ain't like it was, because I just remember, I'm a little bit behind on some of that. Used to, you had to get the Windows and you had to buy
No,
the whole thing.
that you see that one right there that's flashing right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that one I just put a new thing of Windows on there, so it's on here. But all I did was create a Windows boot disk off of this, downloaded the version I want. I put Pro on
Yeah,
there.
that's exactly the same thing we use. Yeah,
because I run Pro on everything, and then I've got keys for like this computer here. I just use the same key on everything that I use in here, and like when I built Rob's, I actually just bought a $13 key for his because it's it's in Oklahoma, but it's only like $13 for a key. The only thing is you'll have a watermark, down on the right hand bottom that says, activate Windows, this, that, and the other, and you might not be able to do updates.
Okay, yeah.
It's not,
But for your basic person, it's not that big a deal.
But I mean, I that one right there, I think I had that running forever with that stupid watermark forever until it's like, screw it. I just found the key from this one and put it on there.
If you go back to like now Windows 95, XP 98, and all them, you couldn't even hardly get them to go until you got some kind of a 16-digit key and everything else.
Yeah, well, and I've got that over there. It's on a disk, and I was like, I don't even have discs no more. I mean, I'm getting stuff from these doctors, requesting stuff from these doctors, and they want the disc, the imaging disc. Is like, who the hell freaking has discs anymore? I mean, I don't have one freaking computer in this damn room that has a CD-ROM in it. I take that back. The server does.
Yeah.
But I'm not using it.
And that took me a while to get used to, or, I'd get a computer and like, no disk, I got to have one. I'd make sure I had my disk in there, my drive.
Right.
Or either external or an internal. I always did. And then I realized I don't use it. And now you don't need it anymore. It's
You don't need
it. I always said I want to have it in case I need it, but
right,
you absolutely don't need the thing.
I mean, unless you're, and at that point in time, you're just, you're getting a Commodore because because you're wanting to play.
A Commodore, Commodore 64.
Because you want to play Oregon Trail or something.
Yeah,
right. But I mean, you can go online and play Oregon Trail for free. You know that, right?
Yeah, a lot of them games are kind of just free now. Yeah,
but it's still cool to get on the Commodore and freaking, get that game and play it on a 3.5
Mhm.
floppy too. But it's I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
It's
got I got the emulator on I think one of my
yeah,
computers. You can get all them games up.
yep.
Burger Time was one of them I used to like.
Burger Time, yeah.
Yeah,
Burger
yeah.
Time was fun. Yep, yep. What was the really nasty one? Gigolo Joe, or what the hell was that? Uh,
Gigolo Joe.
no, it was something Gigolo. It was what the hell was that? It was for Atari. It was an X-rated freaking game, but you could only get it in in other countries. But somehow it managed to work its way over here. What Leisure Suits
Oh, Leisure Suit Larry.
Leisure
I had
Larry,
that.
yeah. Leisure
Yes,
Suit Larry, but
I
it was
remember that one.
right, but it was
I could see
it
it
was
now,
it
and the
was it
music
was
it played, and the
it was
out at
it
the
was a
beach, and yeah,
it was a dirty
that was a
one.
good one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Gigolo Joe, yeah, Leisure Suit Larry, yeah,
yeah.
it was that was one of those bad ones. But you the copies that you got here weren't ones you could buy at the store because they weren't you couldn't get them here, but they found their way here anyway. Just goes to show.
Hmm. Not gonna keep them out.
Nope. Like I said, in the computer world, they'll find a way.
Hmm.
Always find a way, good or bad. So, oh man, I I gotta wait. But remember, I was telling you I was wanting to build a PC for doing the cook stuff outside, so I could use that camera.
Yeah, yeah.
I got, I finally, I got these Japanese beetles everywhere. So I found that processor I was looking for. And it's the Athlon X4. So I don't even think anybody's ever freaking used this damn thing. It's clean. But I got a motherboard over there for it. So and I found a case on Amazon. It was $30, $38. It's small. It's got a handle on it, so you just pick it up and carry it. It's to wherever you want to go. I figured I'd throw that Quadro card in there or that 10. I got a 1050 and a 1650 over there. Use one of the two. What's up, Devin? See you here. See you here.
Yeah, that'll be cool. You can get that set up, and then yeah, do some cooks and stuff like that. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, and that's what I was wanting to do before I got hurt. Because I bought that thing right before I got hurt, along with some other things, and I haven't been able to do nothing with it. Um, I don't know. It's hanging, I guess. It's still there. Nobody's castrated me yet.
You just send a message.
I did.
Yeah.
What'd you upgrade to? Your face is priceless, John. uh, uh. That's a story I'll tell later.
I'll be here.
Just remind me. Okay, so they did change. So two people are watching. JB's corner from you and one from me.
I'm actually watching my own.
Oh, okay. No, well,
Dude.
so like I told you, Restream changed all their stuff because this stuff used to be over here on the left-hand side, and now I see where to know because I was like looking for that's why I was looking to see if it was playing or was streaming or not because
Yeah, I see. I'm looking. I can see JB's corner,
yeah. So and then one from Rhino Tech, which is mine.
and then there's
But
a private chat, which I guess is that private chat. Just go to you.
Yeah, the private chat's just you and me.
And then I actually it shows there's 2 people on my channel. I don't know if you're on it or if it's
No, I'm not on it.
if say who you are if you're in there. Give us a chat.
Yeah. So on the right hand side, do you see chat over there by notes and captions and all that stuff? Music. Do you see any of that on the right hand side?
Yeah.
So if you click that chat, you'll see Devin on there. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I got it over here.
So
I guess if anyone types in either one of ours, it'll pop up there.
it pops up there. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how it works on the cooking part of it. Yeah. See, now I see 3 people watching. See, like I said, Restream changed all this stuff. So 2 from your channels watching.
Yeah, just one just dropped back to just me.
You know what's funny? What's funny is and I don't know if you've experienced this or not. So it seems like, and it doesn't matter on which channel it is, the cooking channel or this channel, right? Every time I either go live or I drop a video, I lose 1 or 2 subs. It's like, why? It's like to give them a notification saying that I posted something, reminded them that they're subscribed to me.
And they say I'm done.
I'm done. Just to unsubscribe to the channel. You know, that's the way I'm kind of seeing all this stuff. It's like, all right, man. You know, it's like taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Am I actually going to get there, or what are we doing here?
It does better when I just don't do nothing. I haven't put nothing on the cooking channel for like a month, and I'm almost up to. I've almost hit the next 100. I think I'm up to.
Well, and I noticed
almost
that
1,300. It's just growing, just doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, and I noticed that on the tech channel there, whenever I've taken this big old hiatus and haven't really put nothing on there, it grew higher and higher and higher. And then at the beginning of last year, not this year, last year, YouTube did an audit and it dropped like 50 subs. It's like, whoa, that's no good. And then I got demonetized because of the watch hours, but you got to post for them to watch, you know, even.
And those could be bots that are leaving and you know, and what do you call it? Yeah, the audit or whatever things are just kind of people getting banned and everything else kind of dropping.
Right.
You know.
Well, it's just weird how it's always at the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you had that 970 motherboard, the DDR3. Now you got MSI Tomahawk. I got one of those over there. Also, you went with the 9000 series. You got a 9900X with a 90. Oh, so you went all AMD, huh? 64 gigs. So you went all AMD on that side of things. Hell, that's probably a freaking night and day from what you had, man. You were rocking that old crap for a long time. You know, John, I was thinking, you know, the other day, I'm thinking about taking, you know, building a gaming PC with the oldest parts I have in my collection, you know? So that let's see how well that goes. Right.
That'll be a fun one. I thought you got to make a video of that one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Because it'll be that board right there. That thing's
and do some benchmark tests and all that. Yeah.
That blue one, and it's got 16 gigs of RAM. It's DDR3. That's an AMD. And then I have to find the cheap graphics card. But I think besides like the GT710, I don't consider those the old ones because those are benchmark cards. Cards you put on the test bench to just make sure you got video and the system's working before you put it in the actual case and what have you. But I think I had to figure out what oldest card. I think the slowest card I got, the 2 gig card. So we might be able to play some Roblox, some Minecraft. I don't think we'll be able to play some Fortnite with that. Those 1050s and that 1650 I could play Fortnite with on low settings. But I'm gonna probably try to the old game with the oldest PC, and then maybe take some of my graphics cards that I have, except for the 2080
Mhm.
Ti and the 3060s.
Put
And
Leisure Suit Larry on it.
there you go.
Yeah.
Find a copy of that.
Mhm.
I'll definitely get freaking ghosted on that freaking. If you have to blur out the whole game. I can't remember that game. I don't think they showed too much stuff. I think it was just more what it was about and all that stuff, you know. What cards over there? There's three. Oh, I got a 1070 over there too. I forgot about that thing because I think I gave and Rob's build. I put that 1060 I had. I put that 1060 in Rob's build because I thought maybe he could, if he wanted to, do some video editing on that thing instead of on his phone. But he's, I thought for sure his son at least would, would do something, because I think that was a 6 gig card. Corsair Vengeance. Oh, you got the RX 580. Yeah, but I don't think a 2 gig card ain't gonna play some of these higher end games, Let me see if I can't grab it real quick. The other one's in my truck. Oh crap, my shoulder. Oh, this is gonna hurt my shoulder. Oh god damn my shoulder. Oh, the blower card. It's an Asus. Which one is it?
How many gigs is that one?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because it's wore out like there's no tomorrow. This would probably be a good card because it's dusty and everything else. It's probably going to be a good card to take apart and repaste. Oh, which one is it? Man. The backside's so wore out, I can't even see it no more.
Might have to plug it up and have it give you the specs.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. But I don't even think it's a gig. I know it's an Asus. Rock solid. Heart torching. I think I got this card for like $20, but it was in a whole, I got memory and some motherboards.
Get some big bulk lot or
it
something.
was like a bulk thing, but it was
Yeah.
some dude on buy sell trade selling it. I tell you what, why don't we type in the serial number? I could find it real quick. I'm sure. 96 Charlie 0 Alpha. Oh hell, what is that? Is that an L or a J?
Oh yeah, he said he got that RAM so cheap because the board was dead. So I guess they thought it didn't work. He got it working.
Oh, that's
a heck of a way to do it right there.
that is the way to do it. But you know what though? That motherboard that's in RJ's computer, it's the NZXT that full white one. We got the black one, the white one. I forgot the model number of it. I bought that one on Amazon. I can't remember how, or not Amazon, eBay, and it was real cheap, but it said it was broken, and I made a video of it on the tech channel.
Mhm.
And how, man, I threw that 3800X that I put in there, and man, that thing booted right up. I'm like, holy cow! It's like I got boot. I
Yeah,
got
simple
boot.
BIOS fix that. Yeah,
Well,
I sell. I find things a lot, and I don't know if they work or not, and I either don't want to test them or don't want to mess with it. So I'll put things on eBay, but I'll list it as doesn't work, even though I know there's a chance they'll get it and it does work. You got to sell it cheaper, but I'll just get it out of here. So You buy something from me that I put don't work, it may be just fine because in that a way I don't have to worry about it if it don't work, them complaining.
Right. Well, but I mean, yeah. But how much did I pay for that thing? I have to look. Did I put, I know I made the video. Did I put it did I put it on the description of it? Because what I paid for it? Let me see if I can find that. I can't find this card. I think it was a 780 or something like that, or a 770. It was an older card. Talking about this one here. Did I? Um, did I make a short on it? Might have made a short. I'm trying to remember. Oh, we got boot. Yeah. Let's see here. The part of the description. I did not. I don't remember how much I paid for that thing. I know it was under $100. It was under $100 for that NZXT motherboard that I put in RJ's computer. Um, Man, I wish that wasn't wore off. I'd like to know what this is. Thought it was a 770 or 780. It's a GTX card, but it's got two DVIs. Don't even have HDMI, and it's got a freaking S video.
Oh yeah.
It's got S video on it too.
Yeah, that's ancient.
It tells you
A
how old it is.
dinosaur.
Right?
Yeah.
But like I said,
Yeah.
to build a gaming PC with the oldest parts I have in my collection, it's either that one or that one that's up in my truck. I think the one that's up in my truck is an AMD card. So, um, but I think it'd be a fun video, if anything. You know.
Yeah, I got some stuff in the attic I should bring out, but my stuff, it's so old. I mean, there ain't no.
Well, it
It,
can't be no older than that. I mean, if you want to talk about old, I can pull out some PCP boards that are over here from one of those old computers that I built freaking 20 something years ago, 30 years ago. You know, them came from the old AVG slots, you
oh
know,
yeah, I forgot
before,
about those.
yeah,
Yep.
before
Mhm.
PCIe freaking came around. And, you know, the AVG was your graphics card.
Yeah, that's when I worked at a computer store about that time. Yep.
So, but I mean, that was, you talking about the early
Like in
2000s.
I was gonna say around 1999 or something
99,
like that.
2000, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Um, and like I've got so I've got a newer one for these builds, but I've got old tuning adapter because in the line of work I was in the very beginning, you'd get these computers and they would want their cable and stuff hooked up to their computer. Well, they had tuning adapters with the coax. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
You ever seen one?
I think I know what you're talking about. Yep.
I got the small one. Well, then what you do is you'd have a program that would talk to that card. You put it on like channel 3, like or 4 or 2. You tune it
Hmm.
in to whatever cable station or even antenna that you have. You can watch it on
Yeah, I'd
to,
convert it
to
over or whatever.
your
Yeah,
computer. Right.
a
Well,
receiver type thing.
right. Well, what I found that was, because I bought one for that computer. I can put it in any of them. It's sitting on a shelf over there. I bought it because I was getting like, I've got the Atari 2600 Plus now, and that thing's got the HDMI out on it, but I still have the old Atari 2600 and the NES. Well, the NES converts over to RF. You can throw that through the computer, and then you could freaking live stream right off of that tuning adapter for the Nintendo. So I even brought my furnace PCs. Oh, is that Beyonce? I have an MSI 650 Edge with stock 9060. Wide RGB 3200, 32 gigs. Are you still building those bikes, Devin? You still doing those bike stuff? I've got plenty of power supplies.
Yeah, I do too. I got a couple extras. We were building the computer recently. We never could get it to power up. We come to the conclusion is the power supply, and I ended up getting another one, and it did work. We ended up with about 3 of them. What was the problem with that? It was a simple. That was a simple fix. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it had something to do with. Man, I can't remember now. But once we fixed it, everything powered up. It's something to do with the motherboard. Had nothing at all to do with the power supply that whole darn time. Might have been a card we had in there. I can't remember exactly what it was, but got it working nonetheless. Oh, I got one of those. Where is that? Is mine over here? Let's see, I think I have one of those. I bought one for this time. Let me see if it's
this thing.
Yeah, right here.
This thing is a lightsaber, man. Yes. 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 Same one.
Yeah. After going through a couple of power supplies, I bought this thing.
I tell you what,
and it tested all good.
I tell you what, it has saved more money in the last few years. And what's cool about it is it tests almost every single plug, even Molex. I had what was that?
Exact same one.
It's the exact same one. Yeah. Exact same one. But that thing there, I had bought. What computer was I building? Oh, I was taking the old parts out of that and putting it into the white O11 Dynamic Mini, and that takes the smaller power supply, the SFX power supply, the smaller ones.
Right.
And I had bought, what one did I buy? I bought I don't know if it was, man, what was that one I bought? I made a video on that too. I don't know if it was NZXT one or it was a big name brand. I got everything hooked up. Nothing would power on. I'm like, I know I got all this stuff right. And I mean, there was nothing. I couldn't even get the fan to start. I couldn't get, I had my voltometer checking stuff to make sure, see if there was power. I couldn't get no power, even 5 volts, 12 volts out of those small connectors. So I ordered this thing, plugged it in, and it's the only time I ever seen this thing all go fail. And everything.
Oh, wow.
It was brand new out of the box. And I was like, okay, well, I sent it back. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going back with Old Faithful. On my main rigs that I build for freaking top-notch things, I always go with the EVGA, Supernovas, 80 plus gold or platinum or whatever. You can't go wrong with EVGA. But I've gotten in the habit now of when I do new builds with new power supplies, I check everything before I plug them all in. Because I mean that could have easily fried my board if there was a short. Sure,
Think
about it,
Yeah, brand new out of the box don't mean it's not bad.
No. Yeah, well, then Marcus says, well, that computer there, that one there, that motherboard, the motherboard I bought an MSI motherboard for that. I think that's got a 10700F in it, which is Intel. I bought the MSI motherboard, and I did everything I told everybody not to do, because normally I throw it on a test bench, hook it all up with the GT710 just to make sure it posts and comes on. before I start committing to the whole build, because tearing all that shit out sucks. Well, I didn't do that in this case. I just built the whole damn thing and it wouldn't turn on. Now I got a feeling, because it was Intel and it was a 10700. I got a feeling that the BIOS need to be updated for it to work, and it just wasn't recognizing the CPU, and that's a very well possibility. But I didn't have another generation or a generation prior CPU to actually go in there and have it come on, and that particular motherboard wouldn't let me just do a flash update for the BIOS. So some of them, like that one and that one there, them motherboards, I can just freaking, without a CPU or anything, just hook it up to a monitor and pop it on. It goes straight into BIOS, and then I can do the update even without a CPU in it. So, but those are gigabytes, and they're I think the X570 Aorus Elite. There's
Yeah, I
a
don't.
4 or
We got the
board.
got the Gigabyte as well, but I don't remember which motherboard that was. It was the Gigabyte though.
I like Gigabyte. I tell you what, I mean that one there, the MSI went back, and the Gigabyte showed up, and I think I'm a Gigabyte freaking snob or whatever, but
We tried Rock something. Was it Rock?
ASRock.
Yes, yep, that's it. Yep.
That's what this is. No, this is Asus. Yeah,
Good
ASRock.
luck with that.
That's what that
ASRock,
one
yep.
is. That's what that one is. Is an ASRock. You got ASRock, MSI, Asus, Gigabyte. BioStar is still out there, believe it or not. Those boards I used to build in those boards a long time ago, and they're still rocking around.
Yeah, I was trying to see.
Those old BioStars. I got 2 on my page watching. I know Devin's watching. Who else is watching, man? Throw us a comment. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what your build is. We don't make fun of nobody around here.
Yeah,
Not unless your name is Rob, and nobody here his name is Rob right now. John knows. John knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's just an easy target.
He's a fun target too.
Oh, he's a fun target.
Yeah.
Good people right there. I haven't asked him how his mother-in-law was doing. We haven't done too many live shows here lately. And then Doug started that hot dog cart. So he's been busy with that thing.
I guess that's why he hasn't been on here, huh?
Yeah.
They've
Well,
kind of got, yeah.
I mean, he started that channel, that hot dog cart channel. Shoot, I don't know where he's at now. It was like 50 something subs.
Did Rob's hot dog channel go anywhere? Sausages? It kind of.
No, he flaked. You know what? He's funny because the 3 of us message each other all the time. Okay, and he's like, I'm just done with this whole YouTube stuff. No. And then the next thing you know, he's posting
He puts
stuff
up a bunch of videos. Yeah.
Right. Well, and so what's funny is and I'm surprised you haven't yet, but so it started with Sherman. So Sherman cooped the grill, right?
Yep.
So he got one, and then next thing you know, freaking Andy Bones and Brews and Barbecue, he's here in St. Louis with me and Doug. He got one, and then Doug got one, and now freaking Rob got one. They all got Z grills. Z Grill freaking has reached out, and they sent them all Z grills.
See,
So,
I'm not popular enough for that.
well, I emailed him, even though I
Uh,
made a video freaking trashing him and stuff, right? Uh, I there it is. Doug's Top Dogs. He's got 229 subs, dude. 229 subs. He's got 5 videos out on there. That's freaking nuts.
which is this? The hot dog? What's it
The
called?
hot dog one. Doug's, was it Doug's?
No, I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find it. I'll send you a link to it. Doug's Top Dogs. I'll send you a link here real quick. 229 subs, man. It's like, really?
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, okay. I just sent it. He's got 5 videos up. That he'll get a crap load of subs from that thing. You know, that channel will probably surpass his other channel. Building custom e-bikes, huh? So you want? Yeah, I forgot you got that USB test. Did you find a whole bunch of freaking USBs that were bad? This was a few years ago, John. I freaking bought one of those USB testers, so it would test all different types of USBs. And because I bought it, just like the reason I bought this is because I had these USBs. Like I had this USB that was plugged into my computer when everything was sitting over there, and I think I made a short on it saying, you know, my computer's possessed, right? And I'd shut off the computer, okay, but all the LED lights, all the RGB lights would stay on the fans. They stay on the cars. They stay on the RAM. But you shut it down. It was all shut off.
So something was powering it. Yeah.
Well, I had a USB. There was a USB that was back feeding power back through the USB port on the motherboard, freaking, and that's where it was delivering the damn power to. It was the strangest of things.
That tester resolved that for you?
So it showed me where it was at.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if you look in the back of there, I've used up every single freaking USB port that's on there, right?
Yeah, I'm always having to remove it if I need to do something.
Well, you know, I could unplug. I mean, and that was, you know, how I initially found the problem. But I wanted the USB tester to find out why or where, or how it was. Like, was there a, you know, okay, so it's bad. It says it's bad. Is there a short in there that's causing it? What, you know, is the USB cable itself bad, or the thing that's hooked up to it causing the power to backfeed through it?
That's pretty wild.
So, yeah. So, I mean, that USB tester is freaking, that thing's actually really pretty cool. I got a lot of views on that video too. That was during my dorky phase. Now I'm just in my dumbass phase. Yeah, a USB tester. I forgot Devin won that. That was a giveaway.
Yeah, I forgot I gave away something on this channel back in the day. And I didn't put any restrictions. This is a Fire Stick. It's a loaded one too. Jailbroke.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a contest. Had all kind of people.
Cody and all that crap on there.
Yeah, I had it all on there. A person that won that thing was like all the way in Australia or somewhere. And I remember having to go ship that thing. I can't remember what it cost me, but it was I ended up having to do international shipping and all this stuff at like $40 or 50. I'm sitting there trying to ship this thing all the way across the country or across multiple countries. That's a heck of a deal. So
that's why I said
you put USA only.
That's why I said lower 48, because it costs a whole lot more to ship to Alaska and Hawaii
But
So
I
I
went
saved
ahead and
over
I
48.
honored it. I honored it. He commented. He said it's great, but yeah, I went ahead and sent it to him.
Well, I'm sure it's shut down now
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they've they've uh they've done. But I've gone. I think we talked about this before. I've gone on several calls. My internet's slow. The internet's this, that. I said, is it only on this thing or is it everywhere? It's just on this thing. Well, you're running Cody, and we talked about how that worked. It's like, well,
yeah,
you're streaming off of somebody else's network. It's not a designated server that's like Netflix where they've got the bandwidth to allow you to stream from it. So that's why you're getting the resolution that you're getting, or it buffers, or there's
yeah.
a whole bunch.
Anytime you use those things, if there's multiple settings, go with the lowest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's
yeah,
the other thing though too, is that if there's a whole bunch of people that are trying to grab from it at once, it's kind of like the
yeah.
the
Peak
Jake Paul,
hours, it's going to
yeah,
slow down.
just
Yeah,
like the Jake Paul freaking
that
uh, Mike Tyson's
Netflix.
fight with
Yeah, that
Netflix.
Netflix
Netflix did.
fight. Yeah,
They
they
didn't
weren't
have.
ready for
They
that.
weren't ready for that. Oh, and what was screwed up about that is that everybody and their brother freaking called in freaking saying the internet sucked, and it was Netflix the whole damn time.
Yeah,
It's like whenever Call of Duty comes out, a new Call of Duty comes out.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
crazy.
it's one of those things where everybody gets knocked out all the time for at least 3 or 4 weeks, because they don't have enough servers, or servers aren't fast enough and aren't big enough to handle that much traffic at one time. You know, what they should do, and this is just me, is cut it in half, and then do it in quarters or whatever. If you know the first 300 people or 3,000 people that buy it, we're cutting it off, and they're not going to be in the code. You can't download it or do anything until all that stuff's done, and then they got another section. Which that's a lot. That's probably stupid too, but I just know that they can't handle the traffic. There's not enough bandwidth on their side and Netflix has gotten better. That last Jake Paul fight, that fight sucked. But he got his
Everybody
jump.
could watch it at least.
Well, yeah, it
Yeah,
didn't
I didn't
it
watch
didn't
it.
do it didn't do it
Yeah.
didn't do like the Tyson fight did. What sucked was those fights before those fights were better than the Tyson fight. You know, so I
But
don't
I
know.
mean, yeah,
I
that first one though was so big with so many people. Who's
oh
to
yeah.
say even a big ESPN or someone had it? I mean, that was just ridiculous. I don't know who could have aired that without any
Well,
difficulties.
at least streamed it.
Yeah,
At least streamed it,
yeah,
because there was a
yeah.
lot of people tuning into that thing. A lot. So Netflix knew what they were doing on that aspect as far as hosting that, but they didn't know squat about how they were going to stream it. You
Yeah, they
know,
suck for live. They didn't see to stay
they
on
did. Well,
demand.
and what's funny is like I watch the Blues games, and most of the time they're on FanDuel or whatever it is now, and I'll watch that on regular TV, and we have the streaming app for that. But like last night's game and a week ago's game, I'll either have to watch it on HBO or watch it on Disney, because their affiliates are freaking, you know, are streaming it that day. Like TNT streaming it or ESPN streaming it. So like if it's on TNT, I go on HBO Go or HBO Max
Hmm.
and watch it off of there. Because if it's not on my regular cable channel. And then like last night's game, I watched on Disney Plus because it's affiliated with ESPN. So it's screwed up. I don't know. Have you ever messed with that PlayStation, the PS View, whenever they had regular TV, the live TV, the PlayStation?
No, I don't think I did. If I did, I might have did a trial or something. But I know a few people that had it but I never messed with it
I
that
tell
much.
you what, it was probably the best streaming services that
Really,
was available.
I've heard people say that.
It
Yeah,
was, and they shut it down because they didn't want the headache. They just started focusing more on the game stuff. But I wish one of these bigger companies would have bought them out because
and they could have done a lot with that. They, expanded it to where they're on other devices and stuff, even. But I think it was PS only, wasn't it?
no, I could get it on Roku. You
Oh,
get it
could you?
just like
Okay, yeah,
everything else. You
yeah.
could, I mean, it would work on the PlayStation View, yeah, or the PlayStation 4s and 3s and all that stuff. But you could still, just like Amazon, or you don't need a Fire Stick to get Amazon. I mean, people, I
Yeah.
need Fire Stick because I got Amazon. No, you don't. You just download the app on the other device that you have. Like all my Roku devices have Amazon on it. You know, but it's like the Apple TV. People think that they have to have an Apple device on their TV to get Apple TV. No, it's just an app. Just freaking download the app and sign into your account. You got it.
Yeah, and even the gaming, I think, has pretty much figured it out to where I think every game's cross-platform now and all that.
Crossplay,
It don't
and
matter
it
what
sucks.
you're. Yeah,
It just sucks that way
oh,
because
it does.
if you're a guy, like my system's freaking old now, but if you're a guy with a top tier, mid to top tier freaking PC, and you're playing a guy that's on the Xbox or a PlayStation, that guy, the Xbox and PlayStation, is gonna get crushed all day long. And then they're gonna call for cheating. You're cheating. You're
Yeah,
cheating. You're
that
cheating. No,
they
I
set them macros up and everything else on that
yeah,
PC.
yeah.
You know,
But even without those, if you're playing a guy against the Xbox or the
uh,
PlayStation, it's just the frame rates are so freaking much better. The guy will shoot you and have three more kills before you hit the ground. It's just it's just the way it is. That's why I don't like the crossplay. But I think in some games, I think you can turn that off, where you don't play
you can
against.
stay in your own
Yeah,
ecosystem or something if you want.
yeah. And
Maybe.
you know what? I don't game. I can't. I have a hard time gaming anymore because everything is. For one, I'm used to the old games. I'm freaking old and stuff. I always like the games you can beat. If you beat a game, you are freaking top notch. Games today you don't beat. You just keep going. But then they got all these pay things. You got to pay this. You got to pay that. Pay. I already bought the game. Why do I got to pay for that too? I'm
Yeah, right.
I'm just I don't know.
Yeah, but when I used to play them, there was kind of like a level up journey or whatever, and you get through it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so let's say Metroid, for instance. If you beat Metroid, at the very end, all your armor comes off and you realize you're a girl. Well, now you can go through the whole game now as that character, with all the armor off. So you can still go again and
Yeah.
play again with the armor off.
No, I'm good.
I want ice cream. Give me ice cream.
Ice cream.
give me some ice cream. Mocha fudge.
Ryan wants some ice cream and fudge. Oh,
Mocha
well,
fudge.
well, yeah, no, we're going to DoorDash it to you.
You do that. uh, that was funny. Yeah, but and I was in, like, when the PlayStation and the Xbox started to come out and everything. Um, we got real big into the sports games, like the hockey and the football and baseball and golf. I really love golf.
Oh, I
Tiger
love golf. Yeah.
Tiger Woods golf, man. There was I had that play or that Xbox, and then back then you didn't pay to play online. It was all open. You didn't have to pay for it. You just hooked it up to the internet and you played. And I had a group of guys for a few years. We all sat down on Friday and Saturday nights online. We were throughout the whole country, and we'd sit there all night long playing freaking Tiger Woods golf with each other. You know, that was always fun. But the only thing that sucks about the PC is that those EA games and stuff you can't play on the PC. I really wish you could. You know, like the hockey and the football and baseball and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember when it's a lot different now though playing because you get in there and the rooms are different. But I remember like playing, I think it was Tiger Woods, and you'd get in there and say you had Tiger Woods as someone, you just call everybody, if I'm going to get on, you just invite your three people
Mhm.
and you get in there and you just watch them all play and you just did a casual game with your friends or whatever. And
Yep.
it's a lot different now though. You get in there and it's all,
Well,
maybe you still can do that, but it's almost like you go in rooms and it's just more
I I
complicated.
think well I think there's another video because I've been thinking about doing, and I gotta find them. I got it on the TV upstairs, uh, locked in. There's a guy. Um, I mean, he's married, but you know, it's not the stereotype, but he's the stereotypical nerd gamer. You know, he's overweight and he's bald. He's in his early 40s and you know into Pokemon still, and you know the people that you make fun of for living in the basement with their moms at 50 years old, right?
Yeah.
You know, but the guy's cool and he's in there playing Counter Strike or whatever, and these guys were in there just being completely assholes. I mean, just mean as hell, and uh telling him that they hope that his wife gets cancer and stuff. And he's like, well, my wife did have cancer. She beat it. Well, I hope she gets it again and dies. Why don't you go jump off a cliff? I mean, stuff like that. And it's like, and I've been in games where, you know, on Rocket League where I've played and I've been called racial slurs of the other color by that color. And it's just like, why do we have to be this way? That's why I don't really like RJ playing in some of those. I gotta monitor that stuff because why are we acting that way and talking that way to people, man? That's the
It's
part of the
easy
game.
when they can be behind a
I
keyboard, you
know,
know?
but do you? I mean, who wants to play a game with that going on? You know, it's the stuff that people don't talk about that happens on a regular basis. And
Yeah.
that's the other reason
Cyberbullying.
I get really discouraged about playing some of these games because I don't. It's like, dude, I just want to play. Don't get mad at me, you know. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's part of the tech thing that is bad, you know.
Well,
You know,
nobody talks about it. Whoever talks,
yeah,
they don't talk
right,
about
but you know, back when we were kids and you'd go to school, there was bullies and bigger people bully those that couldn't defend themselves, and you'd have people that would actually defend the person
it. But I'm there
and
physically.
take
I
care
can
of it.
just beat the crap out of them.
Yeah,
I can't.
then you could, but now you've got all these, and whether it be on these games or even an app, whether it be YouTube
Right.
or TikTok or something, and they just put up a innocent video, and what you have is you got these people behind the keyboards. They'll say something crude, they'll say something rude, but instead of defending them, you now have what you've got is people that jump on their shoulders, and then they get the kick out of adding to it,
Uh
and
huh.
then next
Yeah.
thing you know, you've got an effect of hundreds, and then they all start adding it, and there's it's a bad situation. You don't
And
hear anybody talk about that much, but I've
you,
seen videos even
I have
just as
to.
simple as something of that you may put up, and then someone just says something about your tech video or your food that you cooked, and then
Oh,
other people just start going right on
yeah.
with it, you know,
Right. Well,
and
they add fuel and
they
they
just
yeah.
add
I mean,
fuel. Yeah,
I had one guy on the food part of it goes, I can't stand your voice. I said, well, don't freaking
yeah.
listen. Don't
That's all you
watch.
got to do.
Why you even
I,
gotta
uh,
say it? Just don't watch.
I find videos all the time I don't care for. I just move on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just move on. I was like, okay, that guy's boring. I'm out of here.
yeah.
You know, I know I'm boring too, but you know, I just I don't have the I don't need to have the urge to go on there and freaking make fun of some physical feature of his that just to make myself feel good, I guess. Is what they're doing? I don't know, but it's like, but this is stuff they don't talk about. And I'll be honest with you, man. I think part of the mental health problem in this world is part of that, And then we got our kids out there playing in these games in these server rooms. So I got to watch out with RJ's playing and stuff because I'll ask him all the time, and I'll listen in sometimes just to see what people are saying or doing or whatever. It's like, dude, as soon as I hear that, you're out of here. I'm not. You're not being a part of this crap, you know. Especially when they're kids.
Yeah. And you can, put all the protections on and everything. They're going to get through.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're going to get through. I get worried, especially with RJ, because he's like Dad. He's all into tech and he understands all that stuff. My problem with him is that there's too many incidences where I don't think he's made the right decisions on things, So you just got to watch your kids, man. You gotta watch what they're doing. He's the only one left. Everybody else is grown up and gone. So at least he's the only one I got to worry about. But with that being said, it's just, I don't know.
That a VR headset behind you there?
Yep, it's for the PlayStation.
Yep.
Yep. They I got everything cleaned up down here. RJ had which is it? The one from Facebook.
Meta.
Yeah.
Is it called Oculus?
Oculus. I think he had the Oculus 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he had a bunch of add-ons, and he sold it on buy sell trade. And he's like, well, we got that one downstairs I can still play. And like, I can't play on it right now because of my shoulder, but the only game I ever play on there and Mel plays on here is Beat Saber.
Beat Saber. Yeah. I played with that one. RuneScape, is it that text game, or is it updated now? Because it seems like I remember playing something like that where it's all by text.
Oh yeah.
Remember that you got them role playing text games? You had to type it in.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
It's kind of almost like World of Warcraft, but it's World of Warcraft, but what the hell is that called? It was on I think Nintendo or Sega. What the hell was that called? Oh, my cousin played it all the time. Yeah, but I don't know. There's just too much stuff going on that crap. Like I said, I just get tired. That's why I don't game too much. Because
I don't anymore, and I'm used to a lot of. I even remember. You remember EverQuest?
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of the first games I remember to where you actually had to pay for just that game. It seems like you paid monthly or yearly.
Oh yeah, subscription rate.
Yep, subscription. But I did get hooked to that back in the day.
Well, and I didn't get to play it because I didn't have a computer fast enough for it, and I was saving money to build one just for that game, and it just like everything that happens with Lucasfilm, on the game side, it either gets canceled but they had Star Wars Galaxies, and it was an open world freaking game. So, you were playing against each other, going to all these worlds. You could be a bounty hunter, you could be a Jedi, you could be this, you could be that when you first set up your profile. It was called Star Wars Galaxies, and it was, like I said, it was an open world concept, and it looked so cool and stuff. But by the time I got to a point where I had the money to build a computer that would run it, it already discontinued. And I'd really like to see them come back with something like that again. So, but one thing Disney screwed up on. and I don't know why they discontinued that whole game. Do you remember Disney Infinity, where you had the it was on PlayStation and Xbox. And I got three of them. You got a pad here, and then you had, you can put each player. Hell, I'll grab them, and I got a whole box, two of them.
Yeah, we're going back in time with all these games. World of Warcraft. I played all these things back in the day. Haven't played games though probably in 10 years. For the most part, 10, 15 years. Used to like the old ones, Pull of Radiance, Curse of the Azerar, all them role-playing games. King's Quest. He's bringing it over here.
So what was cool was, like, this is a game. This was a game. This one was a game. But you had this pad, right? You had this pad. And then you'd put that on there. And then, like, you would take this and you'd put that on there. And there's a chip inside these, and it would find the game. And then, so it didn't matter what game you were playing, right? You could be playing some Disney thing or Star Wars. Once you put Yoda on there, Yoda would appear on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
If you took them off, and this is from that guy, I forgot that guy's name. He's from what is that? From the Star Wars animation. But you put that on, and you get him. And then if you want to play Darth Maul, and I've got several other, but but the game was awesome. But they discontinued the damn thing, and they stopped supporting it. So the only thing you can really play on is whatever you have sitting here. So you can't even update anything from online or anything like that. But
something like that, you'd almost have to build your own computer probably to make that thing work, wouldn't you?
Well, it's just on the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Oh, that's the PlayStation Xbox.
Yeah, right. That's all it is. And then, like, this
pad, I never messed with that.
This pad here, you could use on the Xbox or PlayStation. It was universal, along with all the other stuff. So, well, I take that back. I think some of this was, you had to buy, like, the game itself, you had to buy Xbox or PlayStation, but I thought these were universal. Like, it didn't matter if you were playing on the PlayStation or on the Xbox. But what was cool was like this game here, this one here, you're not playing against each other, but they had episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, so you could play through that whole game. Without being online, even through episode 1 to episode 3, as long as you had the game and the pads and stuff. But I got a crap load of them, and I used to play. I think I did a few live shows playing on that, and I got copyright struck on them because the music in the background was playing the Star Wars music themes and stuff. And they copyrighted it.
You pretty usually on live streams, unless you do the replay, you can get away with. I know on you usually can get away with it on live
Not
streams.
on that one, man.
But may have been that Star Wars or something.
I got a half hour in there, man. I was getting freaking ding.
I mean, it's not guaranteed, but
like,
you see people do it all the time.
Well, I know, and that's why I like that Beat Saber. You can't play Beat Saber live online because of all the copyrighted songs that are on there, right?
Yeah.
And so I found workaways around that. You just go into the settings and you turn all the music off. You can turn the music off and still play it, and then you're fine. But yeah, there was a Lego version of that too for the Xbox. Sky something it was called.
Skyrim. That's the
Skyrim's
the
a video game, but
like the Eye of the Beholder or something.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it was Sky. It was called Sky something. I know what he's talking about. Um, but yeah, the Lego version of that. But the Disney Infinity one was by far a lot better. Because what was fun about that was you had everything from Star Wars to Spider Man, the Incredible Hulk, Hulk smash. You know, I got him. Uh, but it was just like a really cool open world thing where, I could have Mickey Mouse and in Star Wars fighting drones, like from Attack of the Clones and stuff. I
All
mean,
right. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah, you can
You
have all that.
basically build your own game with your characters and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was fun. I
Mhm.
really enjoyed it. It was really cool. And they had 2.0 and the 3.0, which is that one. I'm gonna have to pull that PlayStation or fire that one up and stuff and get over there one night and go in there and live stream that Star Wars Infinity again. I'm sure bringing that back, people would probably enjoy that. But I think they've forgotten all about that. But I think they'll remember how good it really was. You know. Yeah, but there was another one called Sky something. Just can't remember what the name of it was. Oh, no, no, I don't know. Well, we're an hour and 46 in, man. I don't want to take up your whole Saturday night. So just
Yeah.
come on, bullshit,
Yeah. I
talk
think
a
we
little.
did all right for a while. I'll come on again. Are you going to be? You think you're going to be doing some videos on this channel too?
Oh
You
yeah,
just doing live? Because what I'd like to do.
I'm going to start doing videos on it.
Yeah, I say
I
that I want to do that kind of with this one because I've got this one and do some maybe get some new content out there on it. Maybe see if I can't kind of get it back a little bit. I know the people that followed me before followed me for a little different stuff, but maybe I could revitalize it just a little, and then we come on live again in the
yeah,
future, and maybe see if I get one or two people
right. There you
to
go.
come over here. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, no, that's the
Yeah.
whole idea, and I've started to realize that you know right now the only the big YouTubers they get all this crap sent, but you know I there's a lot of them that I'm watching. They have a lot of subs and a lot of views and all that stuff, and they're just on here jacking with old tech and 3D printers and it's like I my channel's not going to be about 3D printers, but there's some videos that are coming out that I want to do and that I filmed part of already,
Yeah.
based around the 3D printers.
I think I'm gonna do a. I don't know if you ever heard. I don't know. There is a YouTuber I follow, and I don't know. He may be full of BS, and he may not. But he claims there's a thing called a content wall. I don't know if you ever heard that terminology. So I haven't done anything on my cooking channel for a month. You wait a month or more, and anything you haven't done nothing on my pool channel has been like 6 months, and my tech channel has been like a year or more. When you have that long stretch, he swears to do a content wall, and he's got stats showing people that's done it and how it kind of revitalizes the channel. You create 3 videos and you post all 3 at the exact same time after a long delay, and it'll give you a little supposed to give you a jump. So I'm gonna try that on all 3 of them.
I
You know,
might have to try that on this
yeah,
one because I haven't
and
really.
yeah,
The only thing I've done on this one was just live, and
yeah.
I don't. Oh, I did post that build, that PC build for my cousin. But other than that, I've done a couple shorts here and there that weren't even computer related, just stupid crap. And
Yeah,
then
that's the whole ideal behind it because if you do 3 videos, film one, film another, get it all set up, schedule them at 1 p.m. on Friday or whatever, all three the exact same time. Then when people start watching one or three of those videos, he claims it'll start recommending the other two videos. And it's a way to try to revitalize your channel. So that's something I don't know if so I'm going to give it a shot.
Because I've got the 3D printer that half filmed.
Yeah.
I haven't recorded it yet.
It don't hurt to see what happens.
No, well,
and then after you get those three going, then kind of do your weekly or whatever. Just kind of try to keep it going,
Right. Well, and I think maybe I'll do that. I'll finish the 3D printer, try to do and I teased that camera build that I got, but I don't know that I filmed a lot of that and then I lost it. So it's like, fuck, I don't really know if I want to do that again. But like I said, I'm thinking about grabbing the old hardware that I have and what kind of gaming PC can I build with the oldest hardware I have? Something like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Right. And then do another video, probably stems around the 3D printer. I gotta, because I got no money right now, so I can't go buy crap, and I'm gonna have to use what I got.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that Guitar Hero. Heck yeah,
I like Guitar Hero. I like Guitar Hero too, but you can't stream that live either because of all the music. So
many issues, isn't there?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And then so I tested it today. It don't work. What sucks is I had to do it on that computer, but I was trying to see. I've got this ultra wide monitor, right?
Yeah.
Well, when you put it in OBS fills out the ultra wide, has the top and bottom bars. Well, I was like, all right, well, I've got an open display port on the graphics card. What if I loop it off the graphics card to a capture card, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then mirror this monitor and the capture card monitor as the same. That way I can still use and play the game on the ultra wide, but have the game in 16:9 in OBS. But what happens is it defaults the ultra wide down to 16:9, and then you're missing half your screen on the ultra wide. So that sucks. And you can't convert the ultra wide over to 16:9 in OBS at all. I've tried, and I thought that'd be a great video to say, hey, if you got ultra wide, you want to do this, it don't work. So I'm not going to bother with a video on it. I want to see if it would work or not.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably jump off here in a minute, but I had a good time chatting on here. So hopefully you did too. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's the whole point. I mean, a lot of times I'll get on here and just ramble and say stupid shit, and then I'll get bored or something. It's like, okay, an hour, nobody's here. I'm not, I want to interact with people. The interactions. I think that's what's so fun about when Rob and I and Doug do the live shows, is that everybody's talking and it just go. We talk when I did your podcast. Time gets away from you on them streams, especially on that one over there, because everybody's bullshitting and talking and just having fun. I haven't played with Linux recently. I know they did a lot of changes, and they weren't for the good. So that might be something I might look into later on, but I'm not really interested in Linux right now, just for the fact that there's too much other stuff going on.
Yeah, I haven't messed with Linux and I don't know, like 20 years or something. It's been.
Well, I mean, I used to have old computers that were partitioned. One side was for Windows and one side was for Linux.
I take that back. I think I got a Chromebook that use some has a Linux. So I think it
Linux.
has a Linux on it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like this Ubiquity, my Ubiquity um access points, the home network side of things is all ran off of Linux, but it's all Linux based.
I think one of the operating systems that I don't know why I thought it was going to be the next thing. This was a long time ago. OS, was it OS? You ever use that OS?
No.
Yeah, it didn't last long, but you know what I'm talking about. I think.
Yeah. Oh, I want to. Have you ever seen them guys freaking turn? It's called oh, what do they call that? It's not a Wackintosh. What do they call that thing? Where like the PC here, they freaking put the Mac OS on it.
Okay.
You ever seen that? It's not
I've heard of it,
it's not called a Wackintosh. It's called something else. But yeah, they'll.
So they put the Mac, basically like almost like a Mac on a PC type.
Right.
Thing.
It's just the operating system's running on the But there's certain things you got to go around on it because
that's actually what we're on right now. I know I have an old Mac. Yeah.
No. That was your fault, not mine.
I know.
This is as far as I go with Apple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like using it though for video editing. I got Final Cut Pro, and that's about the only reason I like it.
Yeah, Final Cut. But I use Premiere on this.
And it's just a one-time fee. I don't ever have to pay again. I've had it for like 3 years. I need to get the one thing I hate. I think if I'd upgrade this, I only got 8 gig of memory. This is a Mac, and I want to go to 16. It's not that much. I could buy the memory. The problem is the exact model I have, you've got to solder it on.
Oh.
It don't have a slot, so I've got to pay. I got to take it to that. That's what I hate about Apple. I got to take it to them and pay them like $150 to do it for me.
Everything's proprietary, and
if I try to do it and burn the whole daggum thing up,
let them do it, and they burn it. Freaking well, you got to repay it. Hackintosh, that's what it's called.
Yeah, Mac.
The Hackintosh. So. I knew it wasn't the Wackintosh. It would be cool if it was, but yeah, it's a Hackintosh. The Hackintosh. Yeah. Because the Macintosh is a Hackintosh because they hacked this. Also, it's only the Intel base. I mean, I got an Intel over there, but I think Mel's is an Intel as well. So I think hers has the 9700K in it. I mean, it's an older. I think she's got 32 gigs of RAM, and she's got the 1660 Super in there, but she don't play no games. She's got more computer than she needs up there, So I did a video on that up here too. I got that CNC that's in another room in there. I did an etching of Wonder Woman and put it inside of that computer, that PC case. So yeah, I think just any small little videos here and there on some of this stuff, Just
I'm actually I'm off all next week, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff like that.
I think I'm going to go. I think some of the stuff I'm going to do based on, hey, this is what I'm doing today. Just come hang out with me. I'll explain to you guys what I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing. There's no educational value to any of it, but just come and hang out and try to make it somewhat entertaining.
Yeah.
Because I don't have much, and it's just me tinkering around with crap. Kind of like with the 3D printer stuff. I was like, hey, look, I'm working on this 3D printer and bringing it along. This is what's going on. The head's all screwed up. Blah, blah, blah,
Get you a couple funny, goofy moments in there.
Yeah. So, well, I've got video of it crashing on me.
Right.
So it's just going right down into the damn table. I had to freaking shut it off real quick. So
You
yeah.
ought to do a live stream of that thing running for 48 hours.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too. Is like,
I don't know. People come in you'd be surprised. People just said, you could set it at a waterfall for 3 days or
right.
something, and people will just come in there and look at the
Well, I
waterfall.
mean, you got those freaking bird sanctuaries. It's got the bald eagle nest, man, and they got the live stream just on that bald eagle nest. You'll go in there one day and freaking there's no bald eagle. You go in there the next and there's 3 eggs and they're freaking birds.
Yeah, that's what
there.
I'm saying. People be coming back seeing, oh, it's the next day. Let's see how far that printer's gone. Come back in there and see where it's at. Yeah.
Well, and there's a big Darth Vader helmet that I want to do because that bed's huge. That bed is humongous, and I might have to take a computer, set it over there, and just do that. When I get that camera set up for that, see how good that resolution.
I think that'd be pretty cool or something.
Because that Darth Vader helmet, that big Darth Vader helmet, is going to take a while to print. I'd be more worried about running out of filament than
right
than anything. But yeah, that'd be something. I was thinking about that. Do you really think anybody would actually watch that live? Just have it sit in their live stream, not have any audio. Maybe, maybe the audio of the damn thing playing, but just
or you could do no audio, or maybe music, maybe no music.
Well, I was thinking about music, but the thing about music is I don't know how long it's going to be streaming, and what are you going to put on there? Some freaking radio station?
Yeah, you got to watch the copyright.
You have
to go. I don't know that most like YouTube Music, Spotify, all of them have playlists that you can look for, and you can search copyright. What is it? Non-copyright playlist, and you can put one of those on to where it's non-copyright. But then if you don't have the paid version, they're going to get ads, and then that may be copyright. So it's a kind of but there are some playlists out there you could find, even on YouTube itself. You can just find you a YouTube playlist.
Well, I mean, doesn't YouTube have some
and then they've got some of their own music you can download.
Their own music
create your own
use,
playlist.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and but I would have to.
But I don't know how well that'll work. I think something like that, if it's going that long, at some point something's going to mess up and it's going to shut off. And
right. Well, and that's just it. It's like, okay, so what, are you guys coming in just to watch? Because I mean, Mel there for a while, she'd get on there, those 2 hour, 3 hours, sometimes they're 10-hour videos of just the freaking ocean.
Yeah, that's what I say. They just
and I'd come to bed, and the ocean would be going, and or the rain, she'd go to bed, sleep with the rain going on. It's like, okay, well, but it would go all night long. And, she'd fall asleep to the rain, to the sound of rain.
Yeah, there's people that film themselves sleeping at night. You just go in there and watch them sleep. Are they snoring? I mean, that's
just that's just creepy to me at that point. But I was thinking about doing that though, is throwing the live stream on that thing. I just gotta figure out.
Give it a try.
Figure out the how much time it takes to make that. Whatever it is I'm making, and just time it so whenever it's done, I can come on there once it's done, and stop the live stream or something. But I definitely was thinking about doing something like that. So I don't know. I mean, I can piece one of these damn computers together just as a test bench sitting over there. I don't even have to build the damn computer.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't even take much to do that. And just sit over there on that damn table and hook up my small little monitor. And I got an SSD over there with Windows already popped on it. And there's already Ethernet cable sitting over there hooked up to the network, so I could always just hardwire it right to that.
You'd be good to go.
and
Yeah.
I'd be good to go. Wouldn't take much. Hell, I'd do a video on that.
Yeah.
Setting up the test bench to freaking live stream the 3D printer. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and then after that, you could, if you had that long video, you could just speed it up real quick and just have that whole thing. Just do a little short or something where it just,
Right.
Yeah.
Or do it, put it on a long form, but do like a time lapse of it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So,
That'd be cool stuff.
that would be neat. I think.
Are you cold? You look like you're shivering up in there.
No, I always freaking bounce up and down my damn legs. My legs bounce up and down. I shake the damn table. Freaking it's driving my mom nuts for 50 years.
Yeah, I get you.
So, no, I guess I'm always hot. Me and my wife fight all the time. I'm hot and she's cold. So, it's one of those things. All righty.
Yeah.
YouTube has a chapter from ham radio. No broadcasting TV, music, or licensing. Call sign be revoked. What? What did it say? YouTube has a chapter from ham radio. No broadcasting TV. Oh, and music or license. And call sign be revoked. Well, I'm not doing none of that. I'm just trying to figure out audio for the 3D printer while it's going. I'll figure something out, even if there's nothing there. Even if I set something up over there where it just has the audio of the. Well, see, I don't want to do that. Because like if I'm down here working on something, I don't want the audio going through live broadcast. Like if I'm sitting here and I start freaking yelling shit or whatever, I don't.
You want the audio to be like embedded inside, so they
Right.
don't catch the behind the scenes.
Right. Right. So I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Because I know that camera I got doesn't have a microphone on it anyway. So I don't know. Something to look into. We're at 2 hours. I'm not going to do our 5-hour deal like we do on the shit show, with Rob and Doug. Rob always freaking dumps out at freaking hour number 1 anyway.
Doug didn't make it in this round. Last time we were on here, remember Doug?
Well, the only reason he knew about it last time is because I was broadcasting on Facebook. I ain't broadcasting on Facebook.
Okay,
now.
yeah.
That's the only reason he knew is because I had it on Facebook. I've stopped doing it on Facebook because nobody watches it. Like my family can give 2 shits rat's ass what I'm doing. They don't care you don't care anything about what I do. They're not interested. So
your family's your least interested.
Right.
Here, yeah.
They just don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. It's like, thank you for the support. You don't mind me coming and freaking making your smash burgers when it comes time for birthday parties or freaking family reunions. But whenever I'm just making videos and stuff, who cares?
Right.
So.
Yes, sir.
All right, John. I thank you.
All right. Yeah. Hit me up again sometime.
No, we will. This probably won't be an every week thing, but
once every month or two is fine.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And there might be a night that I just come on by myself and get a wild hair and hook up this Infinity game and play it, just for S and G's, just for fun, So.
Yeah.
All right, Devin. Thanks for coming on. Stick around, John. Stick around, John. Sorry. I'm so used to being with Doug all the time. All right, Devin, we'll see you. See you, everybody. Subscribe. Go and see John's JB's Corner.
Yeah, there's nothing over there yet. I'll start adding to it.
I'll try to remember to throw a link to that on the description down here after we get done. All right, guys.